Hi everyone, a warm welcome to this real life event, Making Digital Transformation Real. In these 20-minute sessions, we will talk about visibility and governance into the release management process. I'm Sylvain, I'm Senior DevOps Solutions Architect, helping companies in their digital transformation journeys. This is the agenda for these short sessions. We will start first with the release management challenges, then a focus on the micro-focus release management solutions called release control. We will continue with a very short demo, less than 5 minutes. And we will close the session with the key takeaways and best practices. I don't know the profiles and the skills of each attendees. Some of you are here for awareness, and others already belong to a release management team for years. Hence, that is not easy to find the right balance regarding the content of the presentations. Anyway, let's start with the basic. What is release management? Release management is a process responsible for planning, scheduling, and controlling the movement of software delivery from development to production. So release management is a process, and it has the following characteristics. Each organization has to manage simultaneously a lot of releases, with most of the time dependencies between them. It's common for different teams belonging to the same company to use different methodologies, mainly waterfall or agile. Many participants contribute to a release: the dev team, the QA team, the ops team, the release management teams, the product owner. And often, these teams work in silo. The path from dev to production includes different gates requiring automated or manual approvals. All the activities are calendar-based, so activities are on time, behind the schedule, or ahead of schedule. The release management orchestrates a full ecosystem, including change management activities, version management, applications deployment, infrastructure provisioning, automated tests. And behind each activity, there are tons of third-party tools with which the release management solution has to be integrated. And surprise, surprise, what is the most common tool for release management today? Enter. This is Excel and emails. I added here a few additional insights from the Gartner. So release management is a key activity. What are the questions to ask when you are dealing with release deliveries? Who provides the approval? Is it a manual approval process, or is it an automated gate checking, for instance, that all defects are successfully closed before moving the software into production? Or is it a process checking the status for requests for change against your ITSM solutions? So depending on your organization, it can be so many different approval processes. What activities must be performed to progress this release? What needs to be validated in order to ensure compliance? And about application, how do applications get installed? How to manage application dependencies? Again, about environments, so many questions. What is the pipeline I need to deploy this change into production? How many environments I have to pass through to go into production? If it is hotfix, may I go directly from there to production without validating the fix in QA environments? How to book an environment to prevent further conflicts with other applications using the same QA environments? May I use a shared environment for testing purposes? What is the process to get those environments online? For this specific change, do I need to run in parallel automated functional tests, automated security tests, and automated performance tests? So many questions you have to answer to manage and deploy your release. What are the challenges? Development teams and operations have conflicted processes, tools, and goals. That is causing a disconnect between application development and operations. Many organizations are looking to simplify and reduce the complexity of application deployments while maintaining operational stability, adhering to SLAs, and ensuring application responsiveness are met. Increased business responsiveness and moving fast without breaking things is critical to enterprise survival. Moreover, the security becomes critical because your ecosystem is more and more complex, including third-party tools, third-party libraries, cloud-native infrastructures. So you have to guarantee a high level of security through the release processes. How Micro Focus addresses application release orchestrations? Micro Focus offers two solutions to cover this. Today, we will talk about release control, allowing you to plan and track your releases. The other solution is called deployment automation, allowing you to execute an application deployment and/or an infrastructure provisioning. For sure, release control and deployment automation can be integrating, meaning that from release control, you can kick off a deployment calling deployment automation. So, release control enables organizations to plan, control, check, and orchestrate their release processes for both mainframe and distributed systems. And this is a huge key differentiator with competitors. Release control covers activities from definition to deployment into production with a visual release calendar and automated approval processes, automated gates, and milestones. Release control is process-oriented. This is a screenshot of one of the most important release control dashboards, providing visibility about the releases. Each object is a release train. For instance, we can see a release train called Beatles. And for each release train, you are able to see quickly and easily if you are on time, behind the schedule, or ahead of schedules. You can see the different gates and the different milestones belonging to each specific train. And for sure, for each train, you can visualize the different participants, whatever their teams. And at the end, for each release train, you can see all the application embedded into the release train when it's associated environments. Precisely about applications. In the screenshots here, you can visualize for a specific application version all the data related to the release process. The concept here is called a release package. And a release package can belong to a release train. The release train is a concept I just explained in the previous slide. So using this release package, I can find which application version will be deployed, the environment pipeline used for this deployment. You will find here as well information about how to deploy this application. If you need first, for instance, to provision the infrastructures. These activities are executed calling the Micro Focus solution called deployment automation. I mentioned it earlier. Or you can call Jenkins, for instance, to execute such deployment tasks. And here you can as well define the link with your change management system, as Octane, the Micro Focus solutions, or Jira, or ServiceNow, helping you to provide the context of the current deployment, referencing, for instance, all the Jira bugs fixed with this new application version. Release control is about governance and visibility. So it provides a dashboard of key performance indicators, KPIs, and nearly 50 ready-to-use reports to help make impactful business decisions and accelerate delivery. Based on your needs, you can graphically create your own reports and dashboard, share it with team members, and make it visible or not. Let's jump now into a very short demo, just to show you the interface and a few features. So this is release control. It's a web-based application. The keywords are visibility, traceability, and governance. And to support this, release control offers out-of-the-box multiple dashboards and reports. You can create as well your own dashboard and reports and share it afterwards. Here, this is a dashboard providing visibility about all your release activities. You find here information by object types, release train, release packages, approval, environments, and you will be able to find information about statuses and content for each of those objects. You can have this information available as well, split by owner or submitter. If you have a look on another dashboard, for instance, this one, the release dashboard, you can find here information about release train and release packages statuses. You can find here, for instance, how many deployments have been failed. You can find here the statuses for the different gates and milestones and the team member for whom, for instance, an approval is pending. If I go now at the release train level, you can access the timeline. And the timelines provide visibility about all the release trains. The colors here represent the different release train phases, such as planification, development, QA, and live. You can see plan and actual fast dates. You can see the different gate between each phase, and you can see as well the different milestones associated to each release train. And if you want to see the different applications belonging to the train, you just have to expand it. And you can see that for this January train, there are already 2 applications, Ring to Park and Capri. Let's have a look now on the train, the January train. On the first tab, the overview, you will find again the 2 applications, Ring to Park and Capri. If you have a look here on the schedule tab, you have information about the planned date and the actual date. And if you go to the history tab, here is all about traceability. You find here what was modified by who, when, what was the prior value for a specific attributes. So all updates are recorded into release control. If I go back to the overview and if I select one application here, so I will jump into a release package. A release package is associated to a specific application. So this one is for Ring2 Park Online application. This release package will deploy the version 1.20 for this application. You can find here all the team members involved in this deployment. You can access the pipeline of environments used for this release package. So it means we will first deploy it into integration, then into productions. In deployment task here, you will find the runbook. So it means that here you have all the task, manual or automatic, that will be executed when you will deploy this release package. So here, this is just for a demo. So I will call our solution deployment automation, DA, to deploy this release package. And as I mentioned earlier, you can call, for instance, a call to Jenkins to execute the same kind of deployment task. In the request tab here, you can add the different tickets coming from your change management system as Octane, the Micro Focus solution, or Jira, or ServiceNow. So here you can add multiple bugs, multiple enhancements explaining the context of the deployment for this application release. And again, at the last tab in the history, you can find information about traceability. So if I go back here, if I go to the release package level, this is the object we have just browsed. So here you find information, same kind of information. You can have as well information, for instance, using a calendar report, and to know, for instance, that which release package was deployed in September, for instance, or which milestones were completed, which milestones were completed into the previous month, or what is planned for the coming months. So you have this kind of information using the calendar reports. So this is a very quick overview about release control. So now let's please go back to the slide deck. So what are the key takeaways and the best practices? The benefits offered by release control are the following. Release control ensures visibility, providing calendars, dashboards, and metrics. Release control guarantees compliance and control through approvals and audit capabilities. Release control orchestrates deployment for mainframe and distributed systems. Release control automates your end-to-end release management process. Release control offers integration with your ecosystem. I added a slide about best practices because often my customers ask information about that. Though release management has been an integral part of the software development lifecycle for decades, there is no one-size-fits-all process. The process itself continues to evolve with software development framework, methodologies, and technologies, and it will be different within waterfall, agile framework, and DevOps methodologies. Instead, each organization needs to adapt the release management process to meet their own needs using best practices concept. However, the release management process leads to some natural best practices. Have a unified calendar, providing a complete visibility for all the participants contributing to the releases. Automate as much as possible, both on the DevOps and testing side. Automation cuts down on the human cost, allowing more rapid iteration and reduces the chance for false positives and negatives. Have clear requirements, and from this, make testable acceptance criteria. There should be no ambiguity about whether the software is ready to ship. Set up a staging environment as a mirror of your production environment to make sure that the content of the release and the configuration of server are successfully tested before moving into production. Minimize user impact of a release by minimizing or eliminating downtime and testing for regressions before release. Make things immutable wherever possible. Instead of modifying the configuration of an existing machine, deploy a complete image that contains all the configuration. This avoids bugs from appearing due to an unexpected series of actions. This session is almost completed. So please visit our website using this URL in order to get more details about our release management solution. You will find flyers, demo, datasheets, and customer stories. About customer story, you will find, for instance, how large banks and insurance companies use our solutions to manage their releases. So thank you for attending this session. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.